you may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gerber Law Offices. One call, that's a sports desk. The Packers are not expected to put quarterback Jordan Love on injured reserve after suffering a knee injury against the Eagles. Malik Williams will start for the Packers if Love is not cleared. The Brewers begin a 3-game series with the Giants tonight in San Francisco. Coverage begins at 8:10 right here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We did have a crash on 43 northbound. Looks like that is cleared up, but we're still seeing quite the delays in that area still lingering. That's going to start right after Capitol Drive and continue until about Bender Road on 43 north. Also seeing a bit of a delay on 94 heading westbound. That starts right around the Menominee Valley, passing the Stadium Interchange.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the road. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Taking a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies with a chance for an isolated shower, a low of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny, hazy, and warm, a high of 84. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, still hazy and warm, a high of 82. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high of 80. On Saturday, we've got a slight chance for showers, mostly cloudy skies, a high of 78. Sunday, another slight chance for showers, still mostly cloudy, another high of 78. Right now in Madison, it's 77 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 72. In Waukesha, it's also 77. And in Milwaukee, it's 80 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
Good evening. How are you? I am Sandy Max, and I am delighted that we are going to have a very fun show tonight. 2 hours before the Milwaukee Brewers game, I'll make the one joke of no debate about it. It's going to be a fun show tonight. I am excited to roll out the red carpet for some in-studio guests, including MIAD. You know, the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. They are celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they're doing something very fun tomorrow night as part of Milwaukee Night Market. So two creative ladies from MIAD will join me at 6:30 to share their 50th anniversary plans and how you can make a very cool creative souvenir at the Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow night. And also coming up, it is very important to me. Tomorrow is going to be fun because I'll be broadcasting live from Milwaukee Night Market, but because there's dancing and music and people taking selfies, it didn't seem like the right tone to honor September 11th on What's on Tap tomorrow night, because it's just going to have a different vibe. So tonight, though, I want to make sure I share with you a special interview that Libby Collins did on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Fuzz Martin, who is a volunteer with Wisconsin's 9/11 Memorial and Education Center in Kewaskum. And it was a very interesting conversation about not only remembering it if you do remember and you woke up that morning and saw the news, but also for the generation, because it happened 23 years ago, the generation that didn't experience it, but how do you tell those stories and honor the people who did and didn't survive? So interesting conversation right after the 7 o'clock newscast to share with you, and then also go through some of the events that you may not know are happening tomorrow to honor the September 11th tragedy and the victims and the survivors. And also because it's night market tomorrow night, it's going to be a doozy of a finale and for this 2024 summer season. And DJ Shauna, yes, that DJ Shauna from the Milwaukee Bucks, she is going to be DJing tomorrow night at 8. And so I'm going to get a chance to chat with her and ask her what to expect tomorrow, what's on her playlist, and also what kind of summer she has had. And it's an exciting one. So DJ Shauna, part of the show tonight, and also former Milwaukee Brewer Gorman Thomas chatted with Wisconsin's Morning News about his participation in the brand new 1982 Brewers season documentary called Just a Bit Outside. So you will hear part of that conversation as well. And another family-owned business, a bakery in Wisconsin, is celebrating a very big anniversary, and they will be in the studio with some tasty treats and ways that you can celebrate this anniversary with them over the next 2 weeks. I'll give you a clue. They're from the Racine area. I'm going to roll out the red carpet for those special guests after I just want to take one moment because late last night, and you probably heard throughout the day today, actor James Earl Jones passed away yesterday, and what a loss of a talent. And, you know, you remember him from, I know immediately you either think Darth Vader or Field of Dreams or so many other roles he had on theater stages, on television, and in movies. And I wanted to make a note that he is one of the few people who got the EGOT, E-G-O-T, and it stands for Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. So not only is he a very popular pop culture figure for all of his many memorable roles and that deep, deep voice, but he got an Emmy. He had 2 Primetime Emmys in 1991 for Gabriel's Fire and Heat Wave, and a Daytime Emmy in 2000 for Summer's End. The Grammy he won was for a spoken word Grammy for Great American Documents in 1977. His Oscar was not for any of his particular roles. He won an Oscar in 2011, an Academy Honorary Award. That still counts. And the Tony, 2 awards, Best Leading Actor for The Great White Hope in 1969, and then in Fences, August Wilson's play in 1987, and he also received a Tony Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. So quite the accomplishment. And on Sunday, when I was flying back from vacation, I was listening to James Earl Jones because I was watching a documentary about the PBS TV show Reading Rainbow called Butterfly in the Sky. And this is a portion of what I got to hear. And I'll tell you why I'm sharing it with you.
This is the eagle who dropped a feather that helped to change the weather. It fell near Kipat, who watched his herd as he stood on one leg like the big stork bird.
So this is James Earl Jones reading a book called Bringing the Rain to Kapiti Plain. But the anecdote was that when he came in to do the recording session, he told the producer, you know what, I don't feel like I'm fully prepared to honor this children's book. Can we record tomorrow? And the producer, instead of saying, but we have the studio type book, they're like, no, do it. And he came back and really did a powerful delivery. So James Earl Jones, that voice will live on, and maybe check out your streaming service to see how you can watch one of his incredible performances, like maybe Field of Dreams. Coming in next, happy anniversary to a proud Wisconsin family-owned company making tasty pastry in that Racine area. They're in the studio with me next on What's on Tap.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Higginson, Saturday afternoon at 2. Tune in each week as John exposes industry myths for truth seekers looking to navigate their way to financial freedom. What he reveals may surprise you. To learn more about the show and how creative planning can help you build a custom financial plan and portfolio tailored to you and your goals, visit creativeplanning.com/radio. Don't settle for outdated advice. Your money deserves better, and so do you.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semperfi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Moving Grave's headquarters to downtown Milwaukee was the right decision for the future of our company. Hi, I'm John Kissinger, President and CEO of Grave, a full-service engineering, planning, and design firm. We wanted to be part of downtown's vibrancy. Our goal was to create a collaborative and innovative work environment that would attract the next generation of talent. I love working downtown, and so do my employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
I am so excited because I smell sugar and sweetness in the WTMJ studio, all courtesy of a family-owned business for 4 generations now that is celebrating 75 years. Please welcome to What's on Tap, Eric Olson. What is your new role now with O&H Danish Bakery?
Hi, Sandy. Happy to be here. And my new role is President Emeritus, because I'm really the generation that is now stepping back, and I'm the second generation. So our third generation is now operating the bakery. Wow, that is really impressive. I would say for you to have been with O&H for so long, to say you have a new role there, a little different. It's not hardly like you're the new guy. Hardly, but equally important and way more fun, because I get to watch each generation, the third generation, the fourth, and soon to be the fifth generation. So much a family business. And I also get to just mingle around with the different people that work for us and our customers that come into our stores. So much fun. So what is your very first memory of doing something in the family business? Oh, my goodness. In the actual bakery itself, my memory is standing next to my grandmother, who was making marzipan candies. And she put me on she flipped over a pail. You know, you can't do that nowadays. She flips over a pail and stands me up next to her. And I was watching her make these marzipan candies. Did you get to taste any? I'm sure I got a little taste of something here and there. I would hope so. You're one of the few families where it's like, it's okay, he can have the sugar, you know? You got it, because you have to develop this palate for all of the flavors. How many flavors of Kringle have there been over 75 years? That's a question I can't answer, but it's got to be in the hundreds. And absolutely. You know, but it's a great comment. You have to develop a palate, and you really do. If you're going to be good in the food world, you have to really appreciate it and know what is the best and what your customers want. And what flavors actually go together, because I love a theme party, Eric. I really, really do. And to find out that, sure, 75 years, you're not just throwing a big party. You're not just, maybe, I don't know, having one special flavor. You're really leaning into celebrating the heritage and the 4 generations of family who have baked at O&H Danish Bakery. So can you share with all of us, what are some of these very creative flavors that are repping for the 75th anniversary? Certainly. That you can only get for 2 weeks. That's right, for 2 weeks, really starting this Saturday in our stores. They'll be available for 2 weeks in the stores. And we're going to have this big celebration party at our main location, which is on Highway 20 in Racine. And that's going to be a celebration with live music and family activities. There's going to be a food truck there and sampling of the Kringle, all sorts of fun things. I was saying, you got to sample the Kringle. Yeah. But these 4 flavors that you mentioned, they try to tell a story of how baking in O&H, and certainly in Racine and baking Kringle, has evolved over the years. So the first generation Kringle is we call it the Fab 50s apricot sugar top kringle. Well, why is that? Well, in the early days of kringle baking, and typically a filling was like a nut, almonds or maybe pecans, and the fruits would be like stone fruits, which would be apricots and prunes and those things that are really easy to preserve because you don't have to. You can't wait for the season to come around. You want to make these all year long. So they take dried apricots and just make this like a jam out of it. And then this pastry is, of course, that's a never-changing pastry. It's a light, tender, flaky pastry that makes our kringle, and it's got 32 layers of butter in it. And,
Good Lord.
And it's lovely and wonderful to eat.
Melts in your mouth as soon as you say 32 layers of butter.
Yeah, so that doesn't change between them.
And you say apricot or apricot? Does it matter? Apricot sugar kringle. And that sounds like that to me, okay, those two go together. Simple, straightforward, traditional. So that's representing the 1950s when it really was a traditional flavor. And then the next flavor, the sweet 70s, and we get into a groovy combination here. And this is where we're talking about the palate. I wouldn't expect this flavor combination.
Pineapple pecan.
Pineapple pecan.
Yeah, think of the 70s, those that have been around as long as I have. In the 70s, that's when Hawaii kind of became a thing.
Sure.
And it's this exotic place in the United States, and we started to see different Hawaiian products make their way into our stores, and O&H started making pineapple pecan kringle.
Fun. And then you have two more flavors to represent the years.
That's right.
And you get to the next year's your year, Eric, the 90s.
Nifty 90s. My wife and I, excuse me, we picked the custard almond poppy seed kringle. Ooh. And this really represents our love of poppy seeds in baking. It's a very traditional topping for rolls, breads, things like that. But a filling with custard, it's awesome. It's awesome in kringle. It's awesome in layer cakes. It's awesome in the cakes.
Custard has that good texture, too.
Yeah.
That smoothness.
We really love it. We love it. What can I say? Try it. That's my recommendation.
Custard poppy seed kringle, and then the fourth.
Yes. So our children, they're the Tasty 20s cherry almond macaroon kringle. Ooh. And this is an interesting kringle. It's a wonderful filling with almond. It's a creamy almond paste and of course our Wisconsin cherry filling that we make. And then for the topping, before the kringle is baked, like a slurry or a batter of a macaroon cookie batter is spread over the top of this kringle. And during baking, that cookie batter puffs up on top of the kringle, and the kringle bakes underneath, and that's it. And it sounds like, wow, that would be interesting. Well, it's more than interesting. It's like awesome. It's really great. It's really wonderful.
I love your enthusiasm. And because it's genuine, and that you're still this excited about creativity in the culinary world like this, because what you just described is textures and flavors, and it sounds like somebody had a whole lot of fun experimenting in the kitchens at O&H Danish Bakery to create these.
If you could be on our creative team at O&H, you'd be one happy person, because it's a fun thing to do.
We're going to find out more about the 75th anniversary of O&H Danish Bakery and how you can get your taste buds dancing around some of these flavored kringles, or whatever flavor kringle that you desire. More with Eric Olson, President Emeritus of O&H Danish Bakery, next on What's on Tap.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news! Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing offers superior wind and hail resistance. Plus, you may qualify for a homeowner insurance discount. Choose from 29 beautiful colors available in cut-to-your-length panels and cover a large area quickly for fast installation. Save big on steel roofing and check out our weekly flyer for more hot deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
I'm Kamala Harris. Here's a few things I believe. Middle-class families, like the one I grew up in, they want common sense solutions. You want lower prices and lower taxes. I believe you want to just not get by, but you want to get ahead. We must create an opportunity economy where everyone has a chance to get a car loan, buy a home, start a business. And I believe we can make that happen.
Kamala Harris's plan? Bring down costs by cracking down on corporate price gougers. Make homeownership more affordable for families. A middle-class tax cut for 100 million Americans. And make sure billionaires and big corporations pay their fair share so you can keep more of the money you've earned.
Instead of being focused on the politics of the past, we need to be thinking about the future and how we make it better for families like yours. I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
You know I love to celebrate culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world on this show, and creativity comes in all forms, and this time in the kitchen. O&H Danish Bakery is celebrating 75 years, and I have President Emeritus Eric Olson of O&H Bakery here, and Eric, that's a huge achievement. 75 years and family owned.
I'll say, yeah.
So-
yeah. My grandfather opened the bakery in 1949. He was a Danish immigrant and came right to Racine from Denmark, found a job in a bakery, learned the baking trade in Racine at Danish bakeries there, and opened his own bakery in 1949.
Wow. And now celebrating 75 years, huge congratulations. You're going to have a big party Saturday on Washington Avenue,
yes.
Highway 20 in Racine. Right. Everybody's invited from 10 till 2. You'll get to taste these 4 special Kringle flavors. And don't wait, because they're only available for 2 weeks. You can get them through mail order, right?
Yes. Yeah, they're currently available by mail order.
So that means anywhere you are.
Yes.
You can. What's the farthest anybody has ordered Kringle?
You name it.
Really?
Almost,
so
yeah.
truly
Yeah.
all around the world.
Truly.
Ooh. Ooh. And what is the right website to go to order some tasty Kringle?
Yeah, it's ohdanishbakery.com.
Wonderful. Well, huge congratulations to you on this huge achievement. And I think it's cool to be able to see your own family succeed and pass that baton along. And pastry isn't just for breakfast. You know, one of my Good Karma Brands teammates had Kringle instead of wedding cake.
Exactly.
She thought there might be some left over. There wasn't. Only like a half of one. It's in her freezer, which you can freeze Kringle, correct?
Yes, they freeze extremely well, right in the packaging that we sell them in. Yeah, so we have 5 stores in the Racine area, including one in Oak Creek and 4 in Racine County. They're all going to be celebrating on Saturday and serving these Kringles for these Kringle slices so people can try them. And they'll be for sale, and we'll have all of our other wonderful, great items. A lot of people may think that we just make Kringle, But we are a full-line bakery, from breads to cupcakes and pastries and cookies and pies and you name it. But Kringle is really the king.
It is. It really is. So and you are the king of Kringle. You can add that to your business card instead of President Emeritus. Eric Olson, thank you so much for stopping by and for bringing, I'm glad I get to taste these before everybody else does on September 14th at your big party.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Eric Olson, O&H Danish Bakery, celebrating 75 years, a truly proud Wisconsin company. Thank you very, very much. And now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. A diver is missing near a shipwreck site on Lake Michigan, 6 miles from the shore near Pleasant Prairie. The U.S. Coast Guard received notification from a vessel on the lake that a scuba diver had yet to return to the surface around 11:30 this morning and was in need of assistance. It's estimated the depth at that site of the wreck is over 100 feet. Kenosha County Sheriff's Department says search efforts have ceased for the day due to lake conditions. Searching will resume in the morning. The Wisconsin Supreme Court hears arguments on using a mobile voting van for casting absentee ballots. A single van was used in Racine for the August 2022 election, traveling across the city for 2 weeks prior to that election. Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed a complaint the day after that primary, arguing that using the van was against state law. Whatever the court decides today will not affect the November election, since no municipalities have asked for alternative voting locations for this election. But the ruling will determine whether mobile voting sites can be used in future elections. 2 new Catholic schools will soon break ground on Milwaukee's north-south side. The Archdiocese of Milwaukee is planning replacement schools for St. Raphael of the Archangel and Prince of Peace schools. Each new school will hold about 500 students from kindergarten through 8th grade. Sutton Catholic Schools says the $23 million investments will break ground this fall, with plans to open both new schools in the fall of 2026. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Roads are looking mostly clear this morning. Just a bit of a delay lingering on 894 westbound heading out at the Mitchell interchange. That continues until just past 35th Street. Taking a look at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies with an isolated shower, a low of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny, hazy and warm, a high of 84. Thursday, partly cloudy, warm and hazy, a high of 82. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 80. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 78 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:32.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I was stuffed up. It was almost like someone put a clothespin over my nose. As an athlete, it did affect my performance. And as I got older, the congestion and poor sleep really took their toll.
Mike's a lifetime athlete. After hearing about Advent, he felt he could finally find a solution to his breathing triangle problems.
With my congestion, the kind of sleep I was getting wasn't allowing me to function the way I wanted to.
When your nose isn't working like it should be, it's going to negatively affect your sleep. And then you really can't be at your best at anything that you're doing.
It's been about 5 years since coming to Advent, and what balloon sinuplasty did for my quality of life, that step I took was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Balloon sinuplasty can help solve your breathing triangle problems, which will help you sleep better. And that's going to help you live a better quality of life.
Unlock your potential. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Can a local bank provide all the big bank services with the friendliness of a small-town neighbor? Waterstone Bank has been doing it for more than a century. This is your Waterstone Bank, and we're invested in the community, supporting education, women's and youth programs, and honoring our brave veterans and frontline heroes. We're at the heart of it all. Welcome to your Waterstone Bank.
Welcome back, Susan. How can I help you today?
Learn more at WSBOnline.com. That's WSBOnline.com. Member FDIC.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Now your ideas do not have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
And I have more guests in the studio. I'm so excited that tomorrow night is going to be another Milwaukee night market. But unfortunately, it's going to be the last Milwaukee night market of summertime. So if you haven't been, which night market's been going on for 10 years, and I keep admitting that I hadn't been, and I've been missing out all this time because it's such a happy vibe, and you're going to make discoveries, food, drink, artists, shopping, all sorts of things and activities throughout the block party on Wisconsin Avenue from Velar Phillips to 2nd Street. It really is a good party. And tomorrow night's going to be gorgeous weather. It'll be like a perfect summer evening. And one of my favorite things is that right here next to 3rd Street Market Hall, MIAD, the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, has a gallery. So you can enjoy art and you can even make art. So here to tell us more about a very creative way to have fun at Milwaukee Night Market, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Monica Miller. I'm the Director of Galleries and Community Engagement.
And I'm Leah Good. I am a Collaboration and Community Specialist and Galleries Generalist with MIAD.
And what will you be doing tomorrow in the MIAD Gallery?
So we have the great benefit of being right at the heart of both downtown Milwaukee, but also the night market. So we are located, again, right next to the 3rd Street Market Hall, and we will be open from 5 to 9 p.m. that evening. And we have a variety of things you can do. So we have an exhibition called Safe to Cry Here. That will be open during that time. And also we will have live ice DIY workshop from a group of MIAD alum known as Invisual Group. So you can come into the gallery, select some apparel for those who are watching us right now. You can have some t-shirts, some shorts. We even have some tote bags that you can pick, different sizes. So if you have youths in your family, you have something available to you as well. And so what you can do is you select a blank. So Leah just held up a blank. So it's just a white garment.
Like a white pair of shorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you put it in a vacuum seal bag. Select your powder dye. Sprinkle it on a pile of ice that you put in that bag over the garment. And it slowly overnight will kind of dissolve into that liquid and set into this really cool dye pattern. So not like your typical tie-dye.
With the bucket and the rubber bands.
But this, it's melty. So it's a little bit more abstract and a little cooler, in my opinion.
It is. If you move the shirt just over closer to you, because on the WTMJ Live YouTube stream, you can see it a little more. It almost looks like camouflage because you've chosen like a beige and a blue and kind of it has a grayish tinge. It's I hate to say cool, but but it is. And no two designs will be the same.
Exactly. And, my shirt at home is pink and orange.
There we go.
You got different colors that you can pick from depending on, what you're feeling that day. But you got to come to the gallery to check it out.
And what I even am more entertained, it's not a workshop, it's a make shop.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you get to leave with your own unique garment and make a memory and make art.
Yeah.
And I love that my ad is just so devoted to not only teaching art, but just bringing out the creativity in all of us.
Yeah. And, the other thing that'll be fun and creative when you are visiting us, hopefully tomorrow evening, our exhibition that is up right now is one of our most immersive and interactive that we've ever had at the gallery. So Safe to Cry here is a play on a sort of Y2K young girls experience. And so when you walk into the gallery, you see different elements of, like, say you're in high school, you see a locker. You can go up to this locker, write a note with your secrets, put it in that locker. And that note, if you're willing to share it later, will be produced into a small artist book created by the artists that are there. You also have a jean wall. So if you are someone from the 90s, early 2000s, where writing on jeans was something that was really cool and acceptable at the time, we have a huge wall decked out in a jean material where folks have been encouraged and have been writing on these jeans, really fun sayings, different cartoons, things like that. And also you can play MASH. So I don't know if you ever played MASH in anyone's time, but there's so many different things you can do. And we have an installation component where you can purchase items from those artists that were made in response to the exhibition.
Wow.
So we have this one. I went to the Safe to Cry Here exhibit to deal with it, with a sort of spin off of a Spencer's character, but has a rat tail, which is an ode to Myad's mascot, the river rat, which you may also see at the
I was
night market.
very excited to see the big gray mascot walking on, and then somebody told me it was a rat. I was like, should it be? But and so I was a little confused, but it's a very happy river rat, and it was funny enough wearing one of the ice tie-dyed oversized shirts. So
it's a 10X.
It's a 10. Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, the river, hilarious.
Yep.
But it was a very friendly river rat with a handler, very much inviting us to go into Myad and be part of the make shop. So thank you for supporting local artists. More with Monica and Leah of Myad and their anniversary that they're celebrating next on What's on Tap.
Have you heard? You can listen to your favorite news podcasts ad-free. Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
If September had a flavor, it would be bittersweet. You still get the remnants of summer, that's sweet, but it's mixed with a bitter bite of back to school. Don't you wish you could keep some things running longer and stop other stuff from happening too soon? Here at Mr. Holland's Home Services, we feel the same way about your aging furnace. The fall chill is coming, and with the world's greatest tune-up in furnace rejuvenation, Mr. Holland's crew can stretch your senior system so that it's running smoothly well into its golden years. Of course, just like summer, all good things eventually must come to an end. So if your elderly, inefficient furnace is facing its final days, we can keep its memory alive with the installation of a brand new, high-efficiency comfort system. Mr. Holland's Home Services has you covered. But sorry, kids, you still gotta go to school.
Aw, man.
866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to take your comfort from bitter to sweet? We can help.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. One of my favorite places. It's so fun. It's such great value. Family owned for almost 50 years. My daughters love this place. Been going since they were little girls. It's super affordable and so much fun. Every Tuesday, the authentic Mexican buffet is all you can eat in just $9.99. It's the best Tuesday dining value, $9.99. Kids 5 and under eat free today from the kids menu, and then they can safely play in that world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your dinner. Stop after school. It's great fun. The Wednesday 3-piece dine-in fish fry is $4.99. Whoa! That's crazy value. From 2 till 5 today, beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh near the EAA. Walk in today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Max, psyched for the Milwaukee Night Market. Tomorrow night we'll be broadcasting live from there. And if you've been meaning to go all summer, tomorrow's your last chance to go. And it is the big block party on Wisconsin Avenue from 2nd Street over to, and I keep saying 2nd, is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, 2nd to Velar Phillips. I was like, I know what I'm talking about. It's the 4th one of this year. And MyAd, Leah Good and Monica Miller are here, and they are part of the MyAd Gallery that's right next to 3rd Street Market Hall. You walk by it as part of the Milwaukee Night Market, and tomorrow night you're doing basically what I would call 21st century tie-dye in a very, very unique, special way called ice tie-dye. So honestly, stop in at the MyAd Gallery. You can get creative. You can make a memory for yourself or with a friend, and it's just cool. And it's free. I mean, like, hello, we love free. And you can also see the great artwork that young artists are coming up with who are studying at MyAd. So one of the many stops you can make on Milwaukee Night Market, you got to go to MyAd. And I also want to wish you a very happy 50th anniversary. That's a milestone. Yeah, what plans do you have beyond Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow to celebrate the 50th?
You know, we have many plans in line for our big MyAd celebration. It's a big, big accomplishment. The M in MyAd stands for Milwaukee, and we are a part of this community. And being a part of this community, it gives us this opportunity to be at Gallery at the Ave. And the Gallery at the Ave is a place where we can showcase our students' work, our alumni work, our faculty work. We have an exhibit coming up in a few weeks in conjunction with Doors Open. It's going to be Milwaukee Prints. It is in conjunction with our communication design department, where we have the communication design screen by printing class that is going to be doing custom screen prints that are based on Milwaukee's theme, because we're showing they're understanding how to reach their demographic, which is being in this Milwaukee community that they live and play in, and being able to create work for those around them, and then in turn being able to understand how as an artist they can thrive in their community by learning how to sell and share their work and promote their work. So we have that as an upcoming event. We also have our big alumni reunion that we have happening too.
Oh, fun, because Doors Open is coming up quickly. It's just a couple of weeks away.
It is.
Yep, the October 28th is when our exhibit closes, but our exhibit opens on September 27th is when our exhibit
28th.
starts. 28th.
Yes, so that
starts.
Doors Open weekend, that first weekend will be open with that screen printing exhibition from our communication design students. And also having it at MyAd Gallery at the Ave. We are in our first year. It's our first ever off-site gallery for the college in our 50 years, which is an incredible, landmark for us as a college. And so in the month of October, like Leah mentioned, we're going to have, if you are supportive of MyAd, if you are an alumni of MyAd, we have an alumni reunion coming up, but we also have 2 cornerstone exhibitions celebrating our history. So our first is going to be an alumni exhibition. So it's going to be all-encompassing folks who attended the college in the 70s up until recent. We'll have that work on view, and we'll also actually have an exhibition from emeriti faculty. So folks who taught at the college for many, many years who are either still living or we have works from them right now in our collection. So kind of thinking about, if you're in high school, you go to a reunion, you get to see your classmates, but you also may see some faculty that you were with as well.
What a great gathering of creative people from the history of MyAd and keeping that creativity flowing.
Yeah.
And now imagine the inspiration from the current students meeting the alumni in the Maritai that you mentioned. So keep up the wonderful work. To catch up on the exhibitions and the special events, what's the best place to go to online?
MIAD.edu.
Look how simple that is. MIAD.edu. Leah Good, Monica Miller, I look forward to seeing you more in the MIAD Gallery downstairs right next to 3rd Street Market Hall on a more regular basis. It was so fun to pop in right at lunchtime today and just see art. It's like it can refresh your mind, and it builds my hope in the creativity and the hub of creativity that Wisconsin can be. So thank you for all that you do, and thanks for being on What's on Tap.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow at the night market. And the song you need to hear, going to get a little guitar gritty next on What's on Tap.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Buck superstar Giannis.
You know, and then I'm going to like Chris at the time.
What did coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi!
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and Trump has also proposed severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Harris for President.
When I finished law school, my grandpa was long retired from working in the Rapids paper mill.
Dan Krause, Army veteran and owner of Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
Grandma and Grandpa asked me to help them get their wills set up. This was my first experience helping people with estate planning. I loved it. I loved helping my grandparents with this. Now, 25 years later, essentially that's all we do. We help people with wills, trusts, and asset protection.
Shore up your estate plan with Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
I'm excited to tell you about a concert Thursday night at the Vivarium on the East Side. I'm Sandy Max, a music addict, and I'm a Dave Alvin fan. He's a great guitarist. I saw him in Austin in March, and if you can see him Thursday with his musical buddy for 30 years, Jimmy Dale Gilmore, I guarantee you it's going to be some great, great music. Kind of barroom, kind of bluesy, lots of vibrating sounds at Vivarium. See them together, and you will likely hear this song on stage. It's called Downey to Lubbock. Dave Alvin, it's the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
lost and wonder. West Texas wind blows through my veins. But it seemed like California was the place to be for a hippie country singer. That was me. And I'm leaving tonight, man. I'm Lubbock to Downey bound.
40 years on the highway, living on dreams and gasoline. And somehow still surviving on Advil, NyQuil, and nicotine. Every city and every heartbreak, every hopeful kiss, every road I've traveled has led me to this. Now I'm leaving tonight, people, I'm down in Lubbock bound.
That is a song you will hear at Vivarium Thursday night. Dave Alvin, and Jimmy Dale Gilmore. It's a song you need to hear. News is next on WTMJ.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevrolet in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Procrastination Officer Brian Wickert. Most homeowners and home shoppers have heard the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 0.25% in mid-September. Well, I have great news. When it comes to mortgage rates, it's like the cut has already happened. That's how markets work, and it means there's no reason to wait to either start or resume your home search because most 30-year fixed-rate loan scenarios will now have a rate and APR that starts with the number 6 instead of 7-point-something. The already lower mortgage rates also mean the refi window of opportunity is open for folks who bought their homes earlier this year or late last year with a rate in the mid to high 7s. If you can save $1,000 a year in payments and spend less than that in refi loan cost, do it. AccuNet can also typically offer a genuine no loan cost refi, which makes lowering your payment a genuine no-brainer. Don't wait. Click on the blue button today for a no-pressure refi checkup or to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
I've been playing sports all my life. Little football, basketball, pickleball, cross training, mud events, Spartan races and things like that.
For Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor, staying active means everything. So when nagging knee pain slowed him down, he didn't want drugs or invasive surgery. He found a natural way to get lasting relief. QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies.
We're using my body's natural abilities to get better. And that's huge. In time, that's going to be the way of the future. Using your own body's ability to heal. Now I can play day to day and not have that severe pain.
Now he's back out there doing what he loves, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Life is good. You're not going to slow me down.
Leave the pain behind and get moving. Book your free consultation today with QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Swing and a miss. Went back to old reliable.
San Francisco Bay.
The Brewers are back at the Bay to take on the Giants. Our coverage begins tonight at 8:10. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 72 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with an isolated shower, a low of 61. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. The man involved in a shootout with police marks his first appearance in a Milwaukee County court. 35-year-old Keith Jeter of Milwaukee is charged with 9 felonies, including attempted first-degree intentional homicide, recklessly endangering safety, possessing a firearm as a felon, and bail jumping. 3 officers were injured in the shooting at the apartments near 91st and Custer on the morning of September 5th. Officers tried to arrest Jeter on an outstanding warrant when he shot at the officers. They returned fire before striking and arresting him. Jeter could face 60 or more years in prison if he's convicted on all charges. A 20-year-old man from Waukesha County faces a long recovery after he spent more than 12 hours in a ditch following a motorcycle crash.
Alex Giemza lost control of his motorcycle and crashed on I-43 near Sunny Slope Road.
He remembers hearing rush hour traffic, and he remembers nobody stopping.
Giemza's sister, Kelly, tells TMJ4 News he was in the ditch for more than 12 hours before someone noticed the wreckage.
I'm happy that he's alive and somebody stopped and saw him and did that because, sorry.
Now comes the long road to recovery.
He still doesn't have feeling from the waist down because he hurt his spine.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
The flag flying at Milwaukee City Hall is one step closer to changing after a resolution to adopt the people's flag as the official flag of the city was passed Monday.
Motion passes 5-3.
But the passage of the People's Flag resolution by the Steering and Rules Committee was not without some dissent. Multiple Common Council members have argued for years and continued Monday that the flag's selection process was not inclusive enough. Some, like Alderman Bob Bauman, are simply tired of debating the issue.
At this point, I become more agnostic because I'm tired of talking about this.
A point echoed by Alderman Scott Spiker.
The idea we're going to restart this, think about what your next year of your life is going to be.
The resolution will now go before the full council for passage this fall. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Funding to end food waste. The new Food Excess Equitable Distribution, or Feed MKE project, aims to reduce food waste and redistribute food to the hungry. Food Waste Coordinator for the Milwaukee Environmental Collaboration Office, Andy Shaka, outlines what the over $127,000 in mini grants can be used for.
We're looking to help people recover more food before it becomes waste, to share surplus meals with hungry people. Or these funds could support collaborations with a local farm, gardener, gleaner, or grower to help them get fresh food from the field to those in need, preventing food waste at the very beginning of the distribution cycle.
Projects would launch by January 2025. With 12 days to go until the official start of autumn, Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore says we'll soon start to see the annual fall foliage kick into gear.
No color across Wisconsin. There is one sliver of color right along the Lake Superior coastline in Minnesota where they have some low color being reported. But yeah, that's going to start to change pretty quickly over the next couple weeks as we get a little bit of color that starts to develop.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 7:04.
Hey, enjoy a free dinner tonight in an up-north supper club atmosphere at the Fox and Hounds, voted the best supper club in the area. WTMJ's John Mercure here. This place is fantastic. For over 90 years, the Fox and Hounds has been making wonderful memories in their historic, beautiful, rustic timber building. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. No coupons, no gimmicks, It's simple. You order that tender steak, the ribs, the seafood. How about a big fresh salad? Order the signature steak and lobster. Any of those entrees, you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Desserts and ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. I go for the chocolate cake with a big scoop of ice cream. Sip on a hand-muddled old-fashioned, bourbon, or over 100 wines in those 8 elegant dining rooms, or check out the patio in the woods. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. As the fall season begins to set in, the drive through the Kettle Moraine is one of the most picturesque in Wisconsin. Brighten up your Monday and Tuesday with a free dinner tonight. Tables are open. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Our pain relief treatments are FDA approved. That's why your insurance will likely cover them. So-called bioregenerative options are considered experimental, and your insurance will not cover those. Our process is simple. Stem cells, plasma, and bone marrow therapies are not at all simple, and they're nowhere near as affordable as we made our treatments. At Rejuvenex, the cost of your pain relief treatment can be as low as $65 per injection per joint. Our proprietary, powerful, anti-inflammatory and lubricating treatments allow for better joint function that can alleviate your pain. And after restart, your next treatment could be as long as 18 to 24 months away. For some, it's sooner, but when it's working, it's worth it. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gerber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Packers are not expected to put quarterback Jordan Love on injured reserve after suffering a knee injury against the Eagles. Malik Williams will start for the Packers if Love is not cleared. The Brewers begin a 3-game series with the Giants tonight in San Francisco. Coverage begins at 8:10 right here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. All clear on the roads this evening. No incidents or delays at this time.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Personalized furniture the way you want it in just 35 days. Shop the Labor Day event in Norwalk Custom Furniture at any Ken Michaels Furniture stores. Showrooms in Greenfield and Brookfield.
Taking a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies with an isolated shower, a low of 61. Wednesday mostly sunny, hazy, and warm, a high of 84. Thursday partly cloudy, warm, and hazy again, a high of 82. Friday mostly cloudy skies, a high of 80. Saturday we'll see a slight chance for a shower, mostly cloudy with a high of 78. On Sunday another chance for a shower and still mostly cloudy, another high of 78. Right now in Madison, it's 74 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 70. In Waukesha, it's 73. And in Milwaukee, it's 76 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
How are you? I am so glad to be here. Thanks for hanging out with me. The Milwaukee Brewers game will be coming up in an hour. But until then, we get to hang out together. And tomorrow there is going to be fun downtown with the last Milwaukee night market of the summer season. And it's going to be beautiful weather for it tomorrow, too. We're going to be broadcasting live. There'll be a lot of booths to browse, local art, food, and drinks, plus DJ Shauna playing the perfect soundtrack. And you can hear her preview of Milwaukee Night Market with us at 7:30 tonight. Also hear from Stormin' Gorman Thomas. You know him, the former Milwaukee Brewer. He is going to share some of his memories and how he's been part of the new documentary on the 1982 Brewers that you can see at Marcus Theaters in just a couple of days. But first, I really feel it's important to note that tomorrow is September 11th, the anniversary of probably the most traumatic terror event in our country's history, certainly within the past 20 years, right? You probably remember where you were. If you were commemorating the event in some way, I'd love to know because I want to share. I know there are some events that are going on tomorrow, and I don't want to miss any. So if you're going to participate in a September 11th memorial tomorrow, let me know on the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. That's 855-616-1620. And if it's still helpful and therapeutic for you to share your feelings and memories about that date, you're welcome to connect and share on the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, because what I really find interesting, I think I shared, I know I shared yesterday that I went to France for a vacation, and to see that 80 years later, after World War II, there are things like shipwrecks in rivers that are left that are, first of all, too expensive to extract because there were hundreds of ships just damaged and destroyed by the Germans when they left France. But the French keep them there when the tides go up and down in the Garonne River near Bordeaux as memories of World War II, as memorials, and to also to keep that in mind and to learn from that time. So is that happening now is kind of an interesting thought with September 11th being over 20 years ago. So this is an interview from Sunday's Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins that I thought was very interesting.
It has been 23 years since those tragic events. The Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial and Education Center are going to hold a remembrance ceremony at 1 o'clock in Kewaskum on Wednesday. And joining us is Fuzz Martin. He's from that nonprofit that supports the memorial. And it is interesting, Fuzz, because a lot of young people need to be reminded about what happened that day.
Absolutely. It rings true even with my daughter, who's 9 years old today. Her teachers, actually, some of her, like her first grade teacher was only 10 when September 11th happened. And so not only teaching today's youth, but those who are teaching our youth is very important to making sure that future generations know what happened on September 11th, 2001, and are able to take away the lessons that we learned on that day, and also how the nation came together after September 11th.
And that's a lot what you do at the Educational Center, Fuzz.
Absolutely. That's the reason that we built it. It's really to help educate future generations. That's our main mission. Our whole memorial is built with so much symbolism and opportunities for learning built into it. My wife is a teacher. She's helped us to develop lesson plans and field trip guides for students that are available on our website for those who do visit the memorial, or for teachers and homeschoolers and other organizational groups with children who might want to be able to teach 3rd through 5th graders or 6th through 8th graders or older about September 11th in a way that might better communicate with them at their age level, because it is a hard subject to talk about with younger students, but it is important that we do teach that.
And at the center, you do have a steel beam that came from that fallen North Tower. And I think it's important to stress how solemn it is to stand in front of that.
It really is. To just think about where that tower was, where that beam was. I mean, it was in the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. And for it to be that 2,000-pound piece of steel, that rusted piece of steel, to be sitting in Kewaskum, Wisconsin, and pointing back directly at Ground Zero in New York is a very moving piece. And knowing the journey that it took to get that steel here after the cleanup, and after it had been sitting in the port at the New York Port Authority, and we were able to procure it and get it to Wisconsin and to make it the centerpiece of our memorial. Just knowing its journey was it's very moving and very important, and being there next to it is moving, and it is solemn.
And speaking of that, this Wednesday at the Remembrance event, you have 2 individuals who are on the 9/11 Disaster Rescue and Recovery Team at Ground Zero, and they're going to be speaking this year.
Yes, Ronaldo Vega and Mike Kenny, they've been to our memorial, at least a handful of times since it's been built. They were very important in getting our memorial built. They're very close with Gordon Hopperman, who is the father of Andrea Hopperman, who was killed in the North Tower. She's from Kewaskum, or from Farmington. She went to Kewaskum High School, and they're so supportive of our memorial and our mission of what we're doing. But yes, Ronaldo was on the 9/11 Disaster and Recovery Team at Ground Zero. He's also an architect. He was the Senior Director of Design for the National 9/11 Museum and Memorial. He also helped us. We have a really cool piece at our memorial. It's called the Survivor Tree, and there was a tree inside the plaza at Ground Zero that was mangled after the buildings had fallen. They were able to take that tree and nurse it back to health. It's a pear tree, a Callery pear tree. We have a seedling from that tree that's called the Survivor Tree. And we have now that, a seedling directly from that tree, a descendant from that tree that's growing in our memorial. And Ronaldo is the one who helped get us that tree and bring it to the memorial, along with Mike Kenny, who was also very important to that part. And he also was a project executive for the New York City Department of Design and Construction. He also helped rescue those as part of Superstorm Sandy. And he's also testified before Congress for those who were affected by all the lung cancer and things that people were receiving after cleanup at Ground Zero. They're very, very committed to September 11th causes, and they're both characters, and they're going to be great speakers, and I'm really looking forward to hearing them talk on Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
And let's tell everybody where the 9/11 Memorial is in case they haven't visited it before.
The Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial and Education Center is right directly on U.S. Highway 45 in Kewaskum. So it is the freeway ends, U.S. 45 turns into a regular highway in Kewaskum, and right there, right in downtown Kewaskum, the memorial is right at the corner of U.S. 45 and State Highway 28. And you can't miss it. It's beautiful. It's right there. Now, Kewaskum is currently under construction, so US 45 is only southbound at the moment, so you will have to go a little bit north of the memorial through the detour and come south to get to the memorial, but it's pretty easy.
Fuzz, if anybody wants more information about the Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial and Education Center, where can they go?
The website is wisconsin911memorial.com. Spell it all out, wisconsin911memorial.com.
For those of us who do have vivid memories of it, it's such a moving memorial to visit.
We built it so that people can come and remember that day. And every time I drive past there, or I'm there, swapping out some pamphlets or anything like that, and I see people, they're always moved, and it sometimes it brings a tear to my eye, or gives me goosebumps to see, and just knowing that people are still moved to this day. It tells me all the work that went into this was the right thing to do, and it brings me pride and joy that we've put what we have into this to make something that was such a tragic day a learning experience and a positive piece in our community.
Fuzz, thank you so much for all of the volunteers with the Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial do. Thank you for everything that you've done, and we'll see you then on Wednesday at 1 o'clock right there in Kewaskum.
Libby, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
That is one of the events that you can attend tomorrow if you are so inclined to participate in a memorial service or an observation. Looking for your suggestions if you are going to attend one. Trying to cover as many as I can find in the Wisconsin area. The WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. If you are organizing an event or going to be attending, pop me a note. I'd love to share that because in just a couple minutes, I'm going to go through the events that I have found, and also a reminder that you will see the flags at half-staff tomorrow. Governor Evers has instructed for that to happen, of course, but also similar to Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, where that's supposed to be a day of service. Everyone's being encouraged to have a day of service tomorrow for September 11th. But back on What's on Tap with some events around our state that will commemorate September 11th. Next on WTMJ.
An election year brings a lot of different stressors. Don't let your finances be one of them. Join WTMJ's John McCure, along with Annex Wealth Management, in another free webinar. Expert panel will break down complex campaign promises and turn them into practical insights for your investments. Register for this free webinar by texting WEB to 855-616-1620. It's another webinar from Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ.
So here's why you'd want an Armstrong Air heat pump. Consider it a powerful electric backup to your gas furnace that can do the work of your furnace very efficiently. That means lower energy bills. And it has a rock-solid 12-year warranty and can act as an AC unit too. But here's the real gist of it. With all the government tax credits you get, you almost get the darn thing free. So see the man in the red van to get reliable efficiency from an Armstrong Air heat pump.
You gotta see the man in the red van.
Once you've lived with it, you know there's no comparison. Hydronic heating is the best in comfort. And when it comes to hydronic heating, the man in the red van can do it all with a 96% efficiency modulating heat boiler, slant fin wall-mounted radiating heat, cast iron radiators, or how about in-floor heat that we can even lay in below your new driveway on your new home build, so you never have to shovel. Now we're talking.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer. No, it's a 2-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game. That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
And as you know, tomorrow is September 11th, and it was a day that changed a lot of people's lives. It was a day that brought the country together in a very unique and profound way for a time. And I think we all remember exactly where we were. And you just heard an interview with Fuzz Martin from the memorial that's in Kewaskum. Sorry to say Kenosha, but it's in Kewaskum. It is the Wisconsin 9/11 Memorial and Education Center, and they're having an event tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And part of their motivation is to make sure the generations who continue to come remember just how profound and impactful that event was, and learn from it. What are the lessons we can learn, and hopefully prevent that from ever happening again. And if you have an event that you're attending or that you think people should know about that's happening tomorrow, feel free to use the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. And thanks to 262 who texted in that MATC Protective Services Program, they're going to be holding a 9/11 ceremony of remembrance at the MATC South Campus in Oak Creek. That'll be at 1 o'clock tomorrow to honor all responders, police, fire, EMS. So glad to know about that. A couple other events that are happening around our state and our city. Carroll University is going to hold a brief 9/11 memorial service tomorrow morning, starting at 8:15 for half an hour out in front of the CDR, the Commander Dan F. Shannon. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess everything up. I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name, but this is what it reads: in front of the CDR Dan F. Shanower USN Veterans House, and that says, unfortunately, CDR, which I'm assuming means Commander, Shanower was killed in the attack on the Pentagon on September 11th and was interred at Arlington National Cemetery that October. And on September 12th, Carroll University officially dedicated the campus Veterans House in the name of Commander Dan F. Shanower. And the ceremony and renaming of the building honors and remembers his service, spirit, and commitment while providing a committed space to current and former service members and their families as they pursue academic, career, and personal goals at Carroll. So if that sounds like something that's in your neighborhood that you'd like to attend, it will start at 8:15 at Carroll University. It will include Carillon bells ringing for a full minute at 8:37 tomorrow, if you hear those in that Carroll University neighborhood. And other events that are going on tomorrow, as I mentioned, you will see flags being lowered at half-staff, due obviously to the governor's order. Also, at the War Memorial in the Veterans Courtyard at the War Memorial Center, they'll be gathering to remember the fallen heroes and lives lost. And the Secretary Designee of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, James Bond, will be there. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and War Memorial Center President, CEO Dan Budry will all deliver remarks. And the ceremony will include a wreath laying, a rifle salute, and a playing of taps. So that's another event that you can get in and be around other people and have that sense of community and connection that we all felt at that time. And there's another event to know about downtown. It is the 9/11 Memorial Tribute Greater Milwaukee Fire and Police Pipes and Drums Pipers performing Amazing Grace and Honor Our Fallen as a tribute to those lost on September 11th at that time. And that's going to be tomorrow morning, starting at 7:46 a.m. with the tolling of the City Hall bell at the same time the first plane struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. And that'll be on the plaza right there in front of Milwaukee City Hall at East Wells and North Water Street. And I have been to the September 11th memorial in New York City, and it's a very, very quiet space in a very big city. And when I was there, and I've heard that this is not unusual, there was one lone bagpiper just strolling and playing that music that was just haunting. So I feel like no matter how far you get away from this event in years, it's still a very profound event that touched people in a lot of different ways. And I know some people even reevaluated where they were in their life and where they wanted to go next. So there is a variety of September 11th events going on tomorrow. I'm sure if you search to see which ones are happening near you, you can participate. And I always think when it comes to those tragic moments and those events that happen, it's always a good reminder to tell somebody you love them. Because I know that was what I did a lot after that event. And, you know, take a moment to text somebody that you hadn't texted in a little while. You don't have to tell them why you're doing it. But just when you realize the fragility of life and that it isn't permanent and it isn't in your control, hug somebody tighter. Tell somebody that you're thinking about them and that you love them. Maybe that's just the simplest thing you can do as you remember September 11th. We will have the WTMJ news next, and we'll brighten things up with a woman who's full of love, light, energy, and music. We'll chat with DJ Shauna coming up on What's on Tap.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There's an active car fire on Brewers Boulevard southbound.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
There's a multi-vehicle accident on 45 northbound, just over Mayfair Road. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
There's a multi-vehicle accident. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Get everything for your next project at Menards. Seal your paint projects with GE Painters Pro Quick Dry Sealant Caulk. It's perfect for windows, doors, trim, and baseboards, and creates a durable, water-resistant seal. Plus, it's paint ready in as little as 30 minutes. Save big money on all GE sealants and caulk at Menards. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
Going to talk with DJ Shauna, get her impressions and a preview of what she's going to be playing tomorrow night at Milwaukee's Night Market. But right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. Milwaukee police are investigating an alleged sexual assault at Milwaukee Area Technical College's downtown campus. The assault occurred Thursday afternoon in a student center bathroom, and both the suspect and victims are students at the school. MATC's Public Safety Department has identified a person of interest, but police have no one in custody as of this morning. Campus police are conducting additional patrols as a precaution. A diver is missing near a shipwreck site on Lake Michigan, 6 miles from the shore near Pleasant Prairie. The U.S. Coast Guard received a notification from a vessel on the lake that a scuba diver had yet to return to the surface around 11:30 this morning. It's estimated the water depth at the site of the wreck is over 100 feet deep. Kenosha County Sheriff's Department says search efforts have ceased for the day due to lake conditions. Searching will resume in the morning. Decision Wisconsin. Should guardianship records be made public? The Wisconsin Supreme Court hears that case today, arguing that the number of ineligible voters doesn't match the counts on Wisconsin's voter registration lists. The Wisconsin Voters Alliance filed lawsuits in 13 counties in 2022 for access to guardianship records to check. A state appeals court in 2023 ordered Walworth County to release the records with birth dates and case numbers redacted. The county appealed, saying that, quote, only those with a personal and identifiable need for the records, unquote, should have access to them. The court is unlikely to issue a ruling before the November election. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Roads are looking mostly clear this evening. Just one disabled vehicle to look out for. Actually, that was just cleared up in Waukesha County. Roads are clear all across the board. And taking a look here at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a chance for an isolated shower, a low of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny, hazy, and warm, a high of 84. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, still warm and hazy, a high of 82. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 80. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 75 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:32.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, the destination for Wisconsin's best 2024 closeout sale. It's where to score deep closeout savings on favorites from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Get more for your trade and discover car buying that makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. Fans like me. Fun, simple, and pressure-free car shopping is the way it works at Holiday. Their transparent, simplified pricing and buying approach lets you relax and focus on finding the one that's right for you, then pairing it up with enticing, money-saving incentives and offers to lower your bottom line. I've driven with Holiday a long time. The team culture, passion for excellence, and friendly, upbeat atmosphere is real. It wins fans and has earned them top-ranked status as Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer per 2023 Buick and GMC Zone sales records. Find yours, discover the difference, and drive it home today from Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fond du Lac and online at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom. Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Brake issues, electrical issues, four-wheel drive issues, exhaust issues, and even my car just won't start issues.
You name it, we fixed it.
So the next time you're due for service, drive it on into Richlands and let our ASE certified technicians get you fixed up and safely back on the road.
Nothing warms my heart more than seeing our customers drive out of here with big old smiles on their faces. And all the credit goes to our staff, the most friendly, honest, hard-working, knowledgeable people in the business.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to provide you with top-notch service.
And after your vehicle's been serviced, drop us a Google review and let us know how we did.
Because a Google review from you goes a long way. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service. Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
Tomorrow night is going to be an epic September summer night in Milwaukee because it is the last Milwaukee night market of the season. And you know it's going to be a special event when DJ Shauna is going to be there, and she is on with us right now on What's on Tap. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm holding on to summer as much as I can, just as much as you.
Well, and you're going to be making it a special summer night tomorrow. Now, when you are asked, oh, you're going to play Milwaukee Night Market, what is that? I don't know about it. How do you describe it to other people who haven't been yet?
Like a farmer's market with food vendors, but also art. It's in the heart of the city, and I'm going to quote Milwaukee downtown and talk about the pulse of the city and everything that starts there.
And it's a lot of smiles. This is the first year I've gone, and it's been happening for 10 years, and I'm embarrassed that this is finally the first year I've gone. But it is. It's a huge block party on Wisconsin Avenue. Yep. I say huge, though, but it's really like a 2-block, kind of a 3-block span from Velar Phillips Plaza, which is brand new and worth coming down just to see that new beautiful space, down to 2nd Street. And yeah, so it's a lot of smiles and a lot of people. And I think with summer weather, and you are DJing at 8 o'clock.
I'm very grateful to be a part of it. It's, one of those things as a DJ you put on your list if you're in Milwaukee, like I want to do that. People are there and they want to have a good time, and there's beautiful weather and there's amazing food. And like you said, all these smiles, and I would love to DJ for all of those people.
You are going to be in your element. A big block party on Wisconsin Avenue. You're right there in the Kohl's Entertainment stage. And what is a song or two that you'll play tomorrow night? Are there those songs when you're creating a set list?
That's a fun question because I've done a lot this summer from a DJ standpoint that kind of like really shows, I think, what I'm capable of as an open format DJ. Something along like the barbecue, like R&B, like backyard, like hanging out vibes. I'm going to nerd out for a second, like in 110 to like 115 beats per minute has been just like speaking to me a lot. So that's like Candy by Cameo, Uptown Funk even fits in there. Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake. So like in that vibe of like you said, like to only enhance the smiles and the people that are already there. That's my goal, is to add value.
That's a great vibe to look for. Like you said, backyard party. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? Casual automatically means food and beverage, friends and family. I think that's a great way to describe it. And for people who don't really know the different specialties of DJs, what is an open format DJ?
I play every genre of music. So, for example, I opened and played a show this summer with Jimmy Eat World. And so I played a set that made sense for that environment. And then a week later, I opened for Lil Jon. And so, like, two very, very contrasting artists. Literally, you're playing everything you can imagine. And that's what I love about how much amazing music is out there. And then being challenged and inspired by it, and like being like, oh, I should add this song into my next Bucks game because look how people are reacting. So I kind of use my summers as like research to like recharge and research. And so it's been fun to like find songs that aren't necessarily brand new, but that continue to span all kinds of genres of music.
DJ Shauna playing the perfect soundtrack for Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow. We know with her Milwaukee Bucks entertainment work, she gets down with Giannis Antetokounmpo, but there is a former Green Bay Packer who likes to break a sweat to her songs too. Find out with DJ Shauna next on What's on Tap.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. Put it simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle until I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semper Fi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. One of my favorite places. It's so fun. It's such great value. Family owned for almost 50 years. My daughters love this place. Been going since they were little girls. It's super affordable and so much fun. Every Tuesday, the authentic Mexican buffet is all you can eat in just $9.99. It's the best Tuesday dining value, $9.99. Kids 5 and under eat free today from the kids menu, and then they can safely play in that world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your dinner. Stop after school. It's great fun. The Wednesday 3-piece dine-in fish fry is $4.99. Whoa! That's crazy value. From 2 till 5 today, beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh near the EAA. Walk in today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Going to be grooving on the streets tomorrow night on Wisconsin Avenue in particular. I'm Sandy Max, and we will be broadcasting live from Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow. And DJ Shauna, love, light, and positive energy. She is going to be DJing at the Night Market tomorrow night at 8. And she is the official DJ and producer for the Milwaukee Bucks. And she is right now at auditions for the Bucks 414 crew. You know, it's a team effort. So she spent time with me this afternoon to find out what her summer has been like. One of my favorite slogans that I see on your Instagram, your favorite athlete's favorite DJ. And we think of, that's such a great slogan. And we know that you are the official DJ for the Milwaukee Bucks, and seen you with Giannis, which is a high seal of approval. But I also see you with Donald Driver.
Yeah, Summerfest through a free health and wellness clinic on the Summerfest grounds, sponsored by Aurora, and it was called Pulse. And honestly, it was one of the coolest events that I've been part of. A, because it was free, and B, honestly, I got into DJing because I've never drank alcohol. I've always been sober. And health and wellness is something that I always have cared about. And so it's this sort of kind of like contrasting energy sometimes from like what people think a DJ is and where I'm supposed to be in certain spaces. And so it was such a cool thing to be put on Summerfest. It was from 10 to 3 p.m. And one of the workouts that I got to DJ was Donald Driver's. And when I tell you, I played all 2000s hip hop, and not only he crushes his workout. Like if you survived his workout, I would love to hear about it because he was just absolutely amazing. A high intensity, like interval training workout. And I mean, he's just the best human on the planet too. So like while people are resting after they just did a minute of burpees, this man is taking selfies with anyone that will come up to the stage. And as soon as the timer hits for your 30-second rest, he's like, all right, we're on to squats. Let's go. It's nonstop, and his energy is just contagious.
Well, and then you're matching that energy with the music between your music and his smile. Good Lord, that's a lot of positive energy.
It was fun. When I tell you, like, I prepped for his workout, like, I specifically spent a lot of time because I want to do well for everybody. But I had some guidance on music from a 2000s hip-hop standpoint from his team. And, like, I just was like, I just want to hit this for him because he's Donald Driver. Like, it was the busiest workout of the day. He spoke earlier in, like, a fireside kind of, like, chat. It was just a blast.
Now, I find it interesting that you say that the health and wellness event with Donald Driver, it sounds like a blast, but that you are so impressed with it that it's one of the coolest events because I would say share with everyone, list out some of the other very cool events that you've been part of just this past summer. And it's okay to brag. Let it shine.
I'll be very candid. Like, I'm gearing down a little bit in September. After the night market, I'm trying not to take on like any more gigs so that I can like recharge and be ready for the Buck season. So I'm still processing a lot, and it kind of makes me emotional because I recognize there are so many DJs, and to be asked to do anybody's event is like such a huge honor. I mean, the summer, and I'm going to miss some, but like the summer started with Milwaukee Pride Fest, which is one of my favorites. And that's like the best way for me to like kick off the summer. Just amazing festival. Production is out of this world. And it's a community that I'm a part of and I love dearly. Summerfest came up. I got the headline Summerfest also in the Aurora Pavilion. And they've given like us local DJs free reign and programming. And so that's really fun. I'm trying to think what happened after Summerfest, but we had Homecoming, which was amazing. Like the last 2 weeks of August felt like it could be an entire DJ career. So we had Homecoming.
Where you got to DJ on a boat looking at the city skyline and the drone show.
Yeah, so it was a synced light show on the Hone to one of my mixes, followed by fireworks with added drone show and more fireworks, all while we were on one of the best Edelweiss boats in the city. It's like a festival on the water that happened all day. So Homecoming, and then I went to Chicago for the DNC, and that's where I worked with Jimmy Eat World. And then the next day I came home to Milwaukee, so that Tuesday of the DNC, and I was fortunate enough to DJ for Team Harris, Kamala Harris's team at Pfizer Forum for the Milwaukee Rally. And that was just a really amazing event to be a part of, and really like inspired me musically because how music is so ingrained in so many things, and what DJ Cassidy did in Chicago with all the states and the delegates like showing up and the perfectly cued music. It was just such a huge honor to be a part of that. And then a couple days later, I opened for Lil Jon. Then I worked with Donald Driver at his workouts. But it's a lot, and I'm still like taking it all in.
Well, it's like surfing, ride the wave. And the great thing is that your wave is a positive one, and music brings people together in a joyous way. And I love that you get to see the immediate feedback, whether it's at a Milwaukee Bucks game or a block party or any of these massive events or even the smaller events. I know you bring it no matter what size the crowd you have. You're kind of like what I would call the good housekeeping seal of approval. If we see that DJ Shauna is part of the event, you know it's going to be fun. So have a great, great time at Milwaukee Night Market and have a killer Bucks season.
I appreciate you, and I hope to see you tomorrow night.
Oh, you will.
I appreciate you so much.
From DJ Shauna to Storm and Gorman, next on What's on Tap.
We will only sell products we believe in, and we believe in Armstrong Air Furnaces. With variable speed blower and multi-stage performance, Armstrong Air's most advanced furnaces deliver the highest number of features, the most comfort, and the greatest efficiency. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. To me, Armstrong Air is the professional's choice. So see the man in the red van, and we'll get you a furnace you can rely on for the long haul.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
When you need emergency service 24/7, any time of the day, any day of the year, call Quality Heating. With one of Wisconsin's largest HVAC fleets, you can count on us being there in a hurry. So don't worry. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you're in a heating or air conditioning jam, just see the man in the red van. And he's going to have a master plan to make sure you stay comfortable.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Milwaukee Brewers fans, 1982 was a big year, and there is a new documentary to get excited about. Wisconsin's Morning News, Vince Vitrano and Eric Bilstead, they have all the details and insights from a member of the legendary 1982 team.
The greatest run in the history of your Milwaukee Brewers coming up on a big anniversary. 40 years ago this fall.
Everybody loves their hometown team, but there is something different in Milwaukee.
Don Sutton said it best. He said every player should have the privilege of playing in Milwaukee.
81, 82, there was a recession going on. We knew that the people were hurting. We were trying to give them something that they could hang on to.
And here we go.
Here we go. That's from a trailer for a new documentary. It's called Just a Bit Outside.
Just a bit outside.
Yes, that's the intentional nod. The story of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. It will hit Marcus Theaters on Thursday.
That 82 season, it was chaotic. It's a blue-collar town, and we were a blue-collar ball club.
Every single guy had his own way of being different.
Everybody thought that we were this band of crazy guys.
My goal in Milwaukee was to drink in every bar before my career was over.
Party all night and then go out and bash them to death.
Army's wall bangers are banging it all over the place.
Chills just listening to it, right? You're going to hear from pretty much everybody. I mean, just in that clip, you had Mike Caldwell, Robin Yount, Pete Vukovich, Cecil Cooper. When's the last time you heard from Coop?
Never.
Right?
Never hear from him.
One of the first guys the producers called as they were trying to put this thing together was Stormin' Gorman Thomas.
He says, well, we're going to do a movie. I said, what? He says, yeah, I just need for you to kind of get us through the door. And I said, well, I'll see what I can do.
So Eric and I had a chance to catch up with Gorman the other day, and we talked to him for like 20 minutes. Like, he didn't want to let us go. He was like
he
happy
loved
to,
it.
right? You're like, hey, thanks for your time. He's like, no, this is great. Right?
What else do you want to talk about?
He's going to be at Wednesday night's premiere, and if it's any indication of how the film is going to be, he was talking about all the guys, making fun of guys.
I mean, wait till you see Charlie. You know, he's got no hair. So it's all kinds of good stuff. You know, Mike Caldwell, you know, he's probably about 350. Same thing with Waldo. But, I mean, it's just a lot of fun to, you know, reach out and talk to your buddies. He's dropping people's weight.
Right? He's saying Charlie Moore's bald, Mike Caldwell, and Waldo, which is a nickname for Raleigh Fingers, that they're overweight. But that's those guys. That's how they talk to each other. Why would that change, right? So it really seems like you're going to have these guys together, and they're going to tell all the stories.
It's unbelievable what the guys talk about, you know, like Charlie, like Vuk, like Caldwell, Fat Eddie. Then you got Moose, you got Slate. You know, I mean, all these guys, you know, they all have little things that, you know, to what a lot of people would think would be small, but that's not it. I mean, this was the team. This was the team. We were all there. Whatever we did, we all did it together.
It's always good to talk about those fun memories of 82E, but I told Gorman, I was 8 years old at the time when the Brewers were making this run. It was like the first time I paid attention to baseball, which was pretty good time to do it, right? I remember how much that team meant to the city. It's a great memory for me, for all of us, right? But I have never in all these years asked one of these guys about this. They got to the mountaintop, man. They were right there, Game 7 of the World Series, and they didn't take the summit. They lost. And they're living with that for the rest of their lives. You lost in Game 7 of the World Series. Man, do you have some hurt in you? You lost the World Series. And if I had to keep reliving a moment, in Game 7, no less, like it was right there for you and you didn't get it, is it painful for you sometimes to go back and revisit that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it was one pitch in Game 7. Pete Ladd was pitching. If I'm not mistaken, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hendricks. Strike 3, and they called it a ball. What? No. Next pitch, he hit it right off the end of his bat. And it just kind of squirreler. I don't know how it got through. It was terrible. And that cost us right there. We had that game done right there on that one pitch.
I was too young to remember that specific highlight or moment. I got to go back and look that up, but he's convinced.
That's crazy recall.
Right? So again, the film is called Just a Bit Outside, the story of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. Sold out premiere at the Majestic Cinema in Brookfield Wednesday night. Will also help raise money for the Brewers Community Foundation. And then it hits Marcus Theaters for everybody on Thursday.
This is what we've all wanted and dreamed about. We made it. We're in the World Series.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I wish it was 82 again.
Serta Pro Painters, the best in the business. How do I know? WTMJ's John Mercure here because they painted the exterior of our house. They do exteriors big time. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. They also do interior painting. Schedule your free estimate online. It's easy at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C. They'll take